We currently have the Go Battle Weekend going on, so I want to take a look at a very fast team that you can use in this weekend here. We're going to have a team with the deoxys defense, as it says, so we have the Shadow Victreebel in the lead, and we're also going to have the Bastion on the back. Shadow Victreebel is definitely the best Shadow Razor Leafer that you can use. Here my opponent decides to forfeit already because I think they didn't have anything for Bastion in the back, and they expected me to have Bastion in the back. This was super fast to do all my sets. For 3 sets total, I needed 30 minutes with this team, which is kind of wild. Like 30 minutes for 3 sets is really good. Usually you need around 45 minutes with a normal team. This team, it's a little bit interesting. Sometimes you just completely get hardwalled from the get-go and there's nothing you can do about it, and sometimes you are completely hardwalling your opponent. Here I'm waiting out, by the way, the switch clock, so I'm not aligned against the Scrafty with my other, with my Bastion here. I can just go for one charge move with a flamethrower and I can swap out into my deoxys because I have 2 good Pokemon in the back. My opponent decides to forfeit. Usually you think you have 2 very bulky Pokemon in the back, this is mostly going to take forever, but because most people know already, they're going to lose this match up no matter what, they're going to forfeit. As you can see here, the opponents are just critting out left and right, and Shadow Victreebel in general is a very good Pokemon. You actually only really need Leaf Blade on this Pokemon. Acid Spray I think I used it once and came in clutch there, but otherwise I didn't really use it, so you can even use it single moved. Instead of Deoxys Defense, if you don't have one of those, you can use a Vigoroth instead of the Bastion. You could use Galarian Stunfisk or Registeel, but they are not as good as the Bastion in my opinion. Even though they give you a little bit more of flexibility there, which might be helpful. For example, Galarian Stunfisk could be a little bit tricky for this team in some certain scenarios, and so having your own Galarian Stunfisk or Registeel in the back might be a little bit better compared to the Bastion. If you don't know how you get a Shadow Victreebel right now, you can get them always from decoy runs from like when you have the Super Rocket Raider active. That's why I always basically keep my Super Rocket Raider without like using it till the end when I want the Pokemon, because I can always use like those decoy grunts there to farm the Bellsprout there. Shadow Bellsprout is only available through that as far as I know currently. You see my IV spread there. For Shadow Victreebel, it's a special case actually. High attack is pretty nice. Here we lose by like a few HP only. High attack is really nice for Shadow Victreebel because you will be able to do a ton of damage against opponents, mainly by your fast moves, and basically every charge move going to knock you out anyway. So you don't really need like the crazy bulk for this Pokemon anyway. And so I had great success with this IV spread as well. I went clear positive with this team, clear positive in 3 sets. I think I went positive in all of them. I think I went 2 times 3-2 and 1 time 4-1, which is really solid for a team that's super fast and super easy to play as well. Like it just, you don't really need to think about what you're doing here. It's pretty simple to play, and it's actually a lot of fun. I'm not gonna lie, it is like kinda those things that you see in the community where they think like, oh, do you really have to play stuff like this? You're already legend, why do you want to play stuff like this? It's just super fast and fun to play. It's like so good. I really enjoyed using this team, and I can highly recommend you trying this team out. It's very toxic, like people will not like to face it, but honestly, isn't this like the key point of this team? You don't want the opponents to like to face it here. Sadly, we're going to have a little bit of a trickier matchup. We're going to be able to catch the move from the opponent here. Leaf Blade coming through. But we have to basically get to another charge move here or farm it down in time, but my opponent makes a very good play there by throwing basically perfectly there. Just before I get to my charge move and just while they got to their next charge move as well. Would have been otherwise a little bit close depending on who can farm down who, but like this, there's not anything I can do here, so good game there. Very close game though, but again, this was kind of hard. Well, Walrein is actually an interesting Pokemon here. I usually go for 5 fast moves and then swap out if I face it in the lead because my entire team is really decent against it. Their fast moves is super effective, also their charge move is super effective against my lead. Here we're going to bait out the Trevenant from the opponent. Trevenant is the worst possible Pokemon that you can face in the lead. By the way, also, depending on what you see, you could also flip the entire team around. It does make even a little bit more sense to use your Victreebel in the back and your Bastion in the lead and your Deoxys as Haze Swap there, because endgame with Victreebel, if you take a look at it, you nearly win everything in the 2-shit scenario. Only like Flyer really hardwall you there, and for flying types you usually get them out already with the Deoxys, and Deoxys has either the Thunderbolt or the Rock Slide. You see me swapping to Rock Slide later on, like the first few matches where with Thunderbolt. I didn't really know what I wanted to run here, and I went for the Rock Slide later on, which I think is a little bit better, but it's really close. Like both are fine. Here we have to call it. We have to call that this is a bait. And it was a bait. So we're going to be able to farm them down. If they went straight Earthquake, they would have won. Now they can go still for one Earthquake, but we will be able to shield up the move. Earthquake coming through onto our shield. And nothing that they can do here. Next opponent. Actually someone who won a regional already. We see a horrible lead with Altaria. We will be able to go ahead and go into our deoxys now. Here we still, that's basically the game I think that made me decide to go for Rockslide. Even though here Thunderbolt is a little bit better against Registeel. Registeel will take some more damage from the Thunderbolt, and my main objective here is to try to realign my Pokemon. So I will be able to go ahead and go for the shield. Actually lucky that I didn't get debuffed here from the Zapcan. I think that was changed a little bit there. We're gonna get the Thunderbolt through and we will be able to farm them down in time. Let's see what they want to do. They want to go back into their Altaria most likely, I would say. They're gonna go into the Altaria. I will be able to go for one Psycho Boost here, as they're gonna go ahead and swap soon into their Medicham, as far as I remember at least. Let's see, we can go for one Psycho Boost, but they're going to swap now into the Medicham. And here I was like just a little bit too slow. And here I nearly lose this game already. We will be able to go ahead and we would get to the Leaf Blade, which would get the shield, but I want to go for the Acid Spray and we're missing out on one turn because my opponent went in with 2 fast moves advantage. Something that I didn't really think would happen like this, but now we have basically 2 shields disadvantage there as well. We can go still for one Psycho Boost, but if we just got rid of their shield, it would have been so much easier to still win this game. But we still got them pretty low here, and we can go ahead and farm them all the way down. They're gonna go ahead and go for one Psychic, gonna get us low, but not low enough, and you know already, Altaria gets completely destroyed by Bastiodon, so there was nothing that they could do. Good lead for us here finally, and we see a Meganium coming in. I should have swapped most likely pretty early into my Deoxys, but then I was like, I think Meganium might be able to even flip a switch there. So I'm just going to stay in here. I'm pretty sure we'll be able to win this like matchup in general in the 2-shield scenario, because I win basically every matchup in the 2-shield scenario with my Victreebel. Let's see, we're going to see more Frenzy Plants coming through. I think I can farm them down, but I was wrong. They can still get to another move, which is going to be another Frenzy Plant, but still double resisted, but double Shadow, and Victreebel is very squishy. We will be able at least to go for one Leaf Blade here against the opponent. Sableye coming in, this Leaf Blade going to get shielded. Now we have basically similar shields there, and we can go ahead and go into our Bastiodon, which is amazing because I don't want to see the Sableye against my Deoxys. I sacked my lead, which was really good against their lead, but they're gonna actually go into the Lantern again, which they catch the move here fine for me, to be fair. I can just go ahead, go for 3 more fast moves and now swap out into my Deoxys. Deoxys has access to the move now, I think Rock Slide, already. I can take at least one Thunderbolt, and maybe I should go straight for the Rock Slide there, but I'm actually going to decide that I don't really want to give the opponent too much farm here. Thunderbolt coming through, we're going to be able to go ahead and go for our own Rock Slide. We're going to get the opponent pretty low as well here now. And I think I put them into range with this for farm down with my Bastiodon. We will see. Let's see, we can go ahead and go for one fast move here. They're going to throw that charge move, but I think not even 2 charge moves are enough to knock me out. Not even close here, and the Bastiodon is going to go to town. Good game there. Next opponent, Medicham in the lead. Very decent lead here for you. You can win this matchup pretty easily. We see a Warring coming in. I should swap out in time, but I was lagging there a little bit again. I still have my frame drops the entire time, which was really annoying. Should have swapped out for sure though. But actually we're going to see what they're going to have now in the back. And this thing going to scare me, which was going to be the Registeel. This is really weird because I have to kind of sacrifice my Bastion now. Bastion has literally no play at all now. We will be able to at least catch one move of them, and what we also can do here is we can still go for one Flamethrower, and at this point of time Bastion did already more than I thought that would do, as it's going to be able to do some damage against the opponent's Deoxys. We will be able to go for an Acid Spray here. This is the only way where like Acid Spray actually helped me. I'm going to get the shield as well for it. Now I have the defense drop against them. I'm going to shield up this move because I kind of want to go ahead and go for another charge move here with a Leaf Blade. Leaf Blade coming through, I will be able to go for one charge move here that's going to get the final shield, and I can go back into my Deoxys, which can resist basically all the moves. This thing is still the biggest threat here to me, so I'm going to throw my charge move immediately while they're debuffed, because otherwise it wouldn't one-shot. This will one-shot, and now the Registeel has nothing really to do here in this matchup. Even if they knock me out here for whatever reason, which does not happen, as you can see here, we are triple debuff with our attack, it doesn't matter either. We still would have our Victreebel on the back, and we would be fine, but this is already enough. Deoxys defense taking on the opponent here. Next opponent, Trevenant lead, this is horrible. You cannot swap out here, this is why I also think maybe Bastion lead might be a little bit better. you're just a little bit safer against the Trevenant. I will be able to go ahead and go for one shield here. I maybe should have went for acid spray instead against them, but I'm just going to go ahead and go for the leaf blade here, which will get the shield, but they can farm me all the way down now. Not the biggest issue that they got the energy, because against Bastiodon it's just such a war. Like it's so wasted energy against this Pokemon, so I will be able to farm them all the way down. But sadly we see a Stunfisk, and sadly we see a Lantern, and at this point of time I can already forfeit, to be fair. I'm still playing it out for a little bit, but there is nothing I can do here. That was just a lead that I couldn't deal with, a Say Swap which I couldn't deal with, and basically Bastiodon had nothing really to go to either, so nothing I can do at this point of time. There is coming the Thunderbolt through here as well. I'm going to go for a charge, but I think I'm critting after this one because there's nothing you can do. Like, there are some teams where you can just literally do nothing with this team, which just happens, but it speeds up the process. Like, you have to think about it. You have to do, like, you don't have to do, but you can get up to 200 bells this weekend, and I think you don't want to stay into them all the time, so I think this is a very decent solution for the issue there. We will see the Hydro Cannon coming through. I think I still survive another one here. Still going to go for the shield. In hindsight, this is kind of awkward here as a scenario. Way more awkward than I thought it was. I will be able to go for one Psycho Boost. Gonna get the shield. Very cool. I can go for another Psycho Boost. Going to be able to get some damage on them. They're going to let this move go through, but I thought it would do way more damage. This is a very better matchup, I think, against the Shadow version of the Swampert, because like this, it's just a little bit tricky. I have to hope that they have something in the back that I can deal with my Bastiodon. Let's see, it's going to be Azumarill, but sadly, usually, as you saw maybe on the video already earlier, Azumarill tend to run Hydro Pump more often now, and they run Hydro Pump here as well, which makes this matchup basically impossible. I'm going to take a look if I can still do something here, but as soon as I'm going to see the damage of the Hydro Pump as well against me, I'm pretty sure I can just forfeit. But again, we got completely hardwalled from the get-go. There's not a lot that we can do about this one. Hydro Pump comes through, I can go for another charge move here with Stone Edge. I'm going to do some nice damage, but I'm going to forfeit here onto their Obama Snow coming back in here. Fine for me. What is also fine for me is this lead. Stunfisk lead is actually pretty decent. I think I'm lagging here though. I think that was the one game where I was lagging. I want to throw in the CMP type for the second one. Let's see, and yeah, you see me even throw there. You see me even click the move, and it still loses CMP against the opponent for whatever reason. It just didn't go in. For whatever reason. You even saw in the footage, you can scroll back me throwing perfectly my move, and it just didn't do anything. Fine, we will see at least an opponent here with a Sableye, which is okay for us. We will be able to take some damage from them, as we can go for one Stone Edge soon. We get the extra fast move in for free, which is amazing, as we can go ahead and go for one more Stone Edge here. Stone Edge coming through, going to do a ton of damage against the opponent, going to nearly knock them out, and two more fast moves are enough to knock them out the entire way. And also what we can knock out here is going to be the Galarian Stunfisk. If they want to let this move go through, they're going to have some problems with that, but we will see a Venusaur on the back now, where we can swap into our own Deoxys, which is going to be a little bit of an interesting matchup here, because I am going to go ahead and go for the Psycho Boost immediately. In hindsight, I think I should have went for Rock Slide instead, because like they are going to obviously shield this move up. I can go for another one, which is Stab and super effective, but sadly we're debuffed, so it's not going to do too much damage. They have to throw here. I'm going to let the move go through, and I think I'm fine though. I think I'm fine. I still have my Bastion left here. My Bastion just does so much damage here. I will be able to knock them out. And we can go to the final game here. Like you saw so many games already. It was a lot of fun playing this team. Definitely recommend it to you. Gliscor is a little bit of an issue here. Who made the Gliscor team again? Let's see. Oh wait, it's me. So yeah, I'm battling off in the final game here against my Gliscor team that you might have seen yesterday already. That was also after I published the team. So funny. Like, if you're a viewer, let me know in the comment section. I actually read nearly all the comments that I received, by the way. I don't answer to all of them because I just don't have the time for it, but I usually read all of them. But yeah, let me know in the comment section if it's you here, because we will be able to go ahead and go for one Stone Edge, which is nice. They're going to go most likely into the Registeel now, but they actually make a great play here, catching the Rock or Stone Edge here on the Registeel. Very good play. She could have went as well in like just straight for the Flamethrower anyway, but it's still fine. Very good play by the opponent. We see the Registeel going for a charge with Zap Cannon coming through. At least he has the same luck with the Registeel that I had last time around, where I just didn't get any debuffs for my opponents. Rock Slide coming through, gonna get them low, and at this point of time, I think this game is kinda over towards our direction. We should be able to finish off this game pretty easily. At least here you got the debuff there. We see the Gliscor coming in. We can debuff ourselves with one more Psycho Boost. We can swap out, go into our yeah, our... Oh, I forgot the name always. Bastion here. Bastion will be able to take the moves pretty easily here. And I think they're going to let this also go through soon. Like, this Pokemon going to go down here anyway. And we're going to be able to win this final game. This team is a lot of fun, actually, even though it's, like, really a toxic team. But it works out so well, and it should be something that works for you as well during the Go Battle Day. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope to see you next time, and have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.